Hello my friends, and welcome back to our continued blind Let's Play Master Detective Archives Rank Code for the Nintendo Switch. My name is FlightlessBird.
You can get to the church from Kamasaki District. Time is short.
Let's hurry!
And this is your story-based gaming channel, as we continue to try to figure out what's going on with this Nailman murder case. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the chapel and we're gonna go find a serial killer. Oh dear God, this is not a good start to this video. I hope you're all having a wonderful, fantastic day today. Wow, this is not a church, this is a haunted house. There's a difference.
The Nailman urban legend originated at this church.
That is creepy as can be.
There aren't any ghosts here, are there? It's safe, right?
You know you're a ghost, right? I'm sorry, death goddess. Whatever.
What's the matter, Halara?
Her glass is
I
kind
hate
of...
churches. I find them devoid of value.
They kind of shine in the darkness.
Huh? Why is that?
Because prayer is obviously inferior to payment. Just look at the tragedies the city has seen.
That's a bit jaded, but at the same time, she's saying, you know, if you look at how messed up this city is, and you look at people praying, the prayers don't seem to work. But at the same time, maybe the prayers brought us to this city, so maybe we're the answer to those prayers.
There is no God to save you. The lost lamb should look to detectives for help instead, don't you think?
I don't know about that. Depends on the individual.
Hey, like I said, maybe we're those answers.
Forget it. For now, let's talk to the people around the church.
Will they even listen to us?
They can't say no if we say we're on assignment for the peacekeepers.
Is it okay to lie like that?
Whether it's okay or not is secondary. Our priority is to solve the case. In order to achieve that, deception is at times required. Now, let us educate those who are here that their true savior isn't beyond the rain clouds.
Oh, hello. Okay, this is a colorful cast of characters.
What is it you wanted to speak about?
I've already spoken to the peacekeepers a bunch of times. How many times do I gotta say it?
Dackel is a nun?
Hasn't the culprit already been arrested?
Servant? Well, I guess if you live in a city like this, you're going to find people who you wouldn't expect to be running a church. At the same time, the church is supposed to be open to anyone, regardless of what you look like, regardless of the way you dress. So there shouldn't be any condemnation here, which means there's nothing wrong with the way these people look. At the same time, it still strikes me as a bit odd.
Well, I don't mind. I have time to talk.
This is that guy's just in the back smoking his cigarette.
How long are you going to stand around like some tombstone?
Yeah, there's been a lot of dots here. Let's go.
Our time is short. Why do you think we've gathered them here?
Oh, yeah. We have to question them, right?
It's your move. Play your card.
Do I really have to do this? I guess Halara seems intent on being the assistant.
In my opinion, it'd go much faster if Halara did this, Master.
Hey! Show some respect!
But I have to do it. No point in wasting time thinking about it.
Time for an investigation.
Let's talk to her first.
Our time is short. Why do you think we've gathered them here?
You'll speak to them all eventually anyway. Just talk to them one by one.
Okay, well, as always, left is always right, so let's go left first. How you doing, guy?
And you are...
I do the odd jobs like cleaning around the church.
He seems reluctant to talk.
I also care for the forest.
Do you know anything about the Nailman?
I often patrol the woods, but I'm usually asleep at night. When morning comes around, there are dolls nailed to the trees. It's tough to clean all of them up. I've never seen the Nail Man himself, but I've seen people enter the forest plenty of times.
So he's heavily involved with the forest. That's not suspicious at all?
Have you ever talked to them?
I have, but they typically run away. Some get surprised and leave their nails and doll behind. I chase after them to give them back their dolls, but I'm never fast enough. They always get away.
That makes sense with a body like that.
Hey!
I understand. Thank you very much.
So, immediate impressions. He's a really big dude. And if I'm right about the crime where the person had to rappel down, most likely he probably wouldn't be the most athletic to do it. Then again, he could be using it as a disguise because I know a bunch of people who are really big who are very athletic. So that could just be a front. Hey, don't look at me because no way I could have done this. I'm too big to do the crime, and yet you're actually... I mean, you could be... that could be all like muscle right there. And it just... He just puts off this air of, oh yeah, I'm the big guy who can't do anything because people always run faster than me. I mean, you scare them away and then you take the dolls and then you put them on trees, right? I mean, that seems pretty suspicious. Okay. Yes, I am in Ace Attorney mode. I am suspicious of everyone, like I have said in the past. It's just what I'll do. Okay, next person.
Are you the priest of this church?
That's right. My family has served this church for many generations.
So he owns a church, which means he's got the means to be able to manipulate facts and to gain access to where he needs to go.
Though I only became a man of the cloth in recent years, the blood of martyrs spanning centuries dwells within me.
He thinks he has a persecution complex, too.
Thus, my existence is but a piece of the eternal prayers offered. That is my mission, as the divine has guided me to do.
I don't get why, but he sure seems proud to be a priest.
Do you know about the Nail Man?
Of course. I have no idea how that rumor spread around. Perhaps it was even started by a wish made by those seeking salvation, which created the fantasy of the Nail Man.
Salvation? The people of this city must be crazy if they look to the Nail Man for salvation.
Hey, that actually sounds kind of cool. I know how they feel. I want to tie you up and go to a world where it's just you and me, Master.
Okay, moving on.
Isn't it basically already like that?
Impressions of him. So he talks about how the Nail Man is the savior of the people. If he was the Nail Man, then seeing himself as a savior, as someone that people look to for salvation, would be a very narcissistic trait and a very big-headed like thing to do. You're basically saying, oh well, people look for me for salvation in this city, not Amaterasu or God or anyone else. So that's pretty suspicious too. And am I purposely trying to find something suspicious about every single one of these characters? Yes, I think I am. Hello.
You are...
Oh, right away. I'm suspicious of why she has a broken hand or arm. Because in every single thing a game does, there's always a reason why a game does what they do. So the fact that she has a broken arm or hand, whatever, indicates that she may have hurt herself trying to climb down from the top of the building, the clock tower, and she may have broken her hand that way.
What are you, blind? I'm a nun, obviously.
Obviously.
You've got some nerve calling me here out of nowhere. Do you know how busy I am with choir practice? I'll kill your ass in the name of God.
Wow, that's she reminds me of that girl from Danganronpa V3, the one who's always like got that bad mouth and attitude. I forgot her name. Sorry, it's been a while. But if you play V3, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Sorry.
dad is a higher up at Amaterasu Corporation.
Oh, great. She's gonna cause trouble.
I don't care if you're on a mission from the Peacekeepers. If you piss me off, Papa will make you regret it.
Right. I'd just like to ask some questions. I'll keep it quick. Do you know anything about this nail man?
You mean the guy nailing up dolls? Well, I have seen someone going into the forest late at night. Whenever I've gone into the forest afterward, I usually find dolls nailed to the trees. The dolls have names written in what looks like blood. It's creepy as hell, really. In other words, it's totally metal.
But if she's chasing after the big guy, you would think that she could catch up to the big guy. Unless, of course, the big guy is a lot faster than what he's putting off.
I see. By the way, what happened to your right hand?
Thank you!
Did you get hurt?
Thank you for asking that, because that was my main question.
Hey, don't stare. It's nothing. I went a little overboard while practicing an instrument.
How do you break your hand practicing an instrument?
Instrument?
I'm working on this new thing I call death metal choir. I was messing around on the bass and, well,
Is that your dominant hand?
what kind of question is that? You want to die or something?
Yeah, she does remind me of her.
Oh,
It is her dominant hand. I'm sure of it.
Okay, that's... Oh, okay?
I see.
Okay? I'm not gonna look further into that than what my mind is doing right now. Instant impression of her, she's very volatile. She doesn't seem like the one who would be a killer though. She seems like to be all front. Yet the fact she has a broken hand immediately jumps out to me as very suspicious. Okay, who are you?
Excuse me, but you are...
Do you even have to ask? You know who I am.
No, I don't. You're just a regular worshiper though.
Huh?
Why are you
No,
here?
I think today is the first time we've met.
What? You're investigating the nail man and you don't know who I am?
No? Should I?
What's that supposed to mean?
This must be the clergy member on the report who was the first to find the body.
Yeah, that's right. I was the first on the scene.
Right, it was on the report. I'm impressed Halar was able to realize it so quickly.
So he was the first on the scene.
I've been attending every day since I was first baptized here as a child. That's how pious I am. But I don't work here, so it's not like I'm a clergy member. I just love mystical places like this. There's an otherworldly feeling to it, you know? I love researching this type of stuff, which is why I've been keeping an eye on Nailman activity for a while now.
So, you know a lot about the Nailman.
That's an understatement. In fact, you could say I'm an expert in Nailman research.
In that case, what do you think about the clock tower murder? Though it seems the suspect has already been arrested.
I think he was framed.
Okay, this guy's on the same page as us.
You do? Then who do you think the real killer is?
The real Nailman, obviously. The Peacekeepers are making a big mistake. Listen, the Nailman exists. The Nailman is summoned through a ritual and commits murder based on a sacrificial doll.
That's impossible.
Yeah, I get it. You probably want proof. In that case, look for a doll in the forest. You'll find a nailed doll with a name tag for the Dark Ceremony. Whoever's name is on it is the Nailman's next target.
Oh, that's really smart.
Just follow someone in town with the same name. If you're lucky, you might have a run-in with the Nailman. Unfortunately, I wasn't so lucky. I've missed him by just a hair 4 times already.
I see. So you can guess the next victim based on each doll's name tag.
Stalker much?
I was so close at the clock tower, too. I found someone whose name matched a name tag and figured out she was heading to the clock tower. I called the peacekeepers and entered the clock tower, but I was too late.
I don't think he did it. I think he's a self-righteous Batman-like character who, and the thing is, he's not Batman, because Batman does what he does, you know, for the good of the city. He's more of a self-righteous, you know, I'm gonna catch the evil villain because I am the chosen one of God to catch him, whatever. And he's a self-appointed detective. I think it's just a bit of a nutter, to be frank.
Damn it. If only I'd acted sooner.
Now, there's a lot of evidence to say that he probably is the Nailman because he's done research on the Nailman. He knows about the Nailman. He knows about the qualities. He stalked people. He's admitted that he stalked people. But I don't know. I would say he's the least suspicious in my book. The most suspicious is probably the priest, then the nun, and the servant. They're kind of tied for similar reasons. The priest jumps out to me as most suspicious, which means it's probably not the priest.
I was so close to meeting the Nailman.
It's probably this guy.
Guess he just wants to meet the Nailman and doesn't care about preventing the murders. So he's an occult enthusiast? Seems like a huge weirdo.
Well, I'm running around with a death god floating around me, so I mean, I'm kind of a weirdo too.
I've talked to everyone. Halara, is there anything you'd like to ask them?
Only end your turn once you've secured a shot at victory.
In English?
Does that mean I should gather more information?
That's exactly what I said. I was like, what did you just say?
What else should I ask about?
What else should we ask about? About past Nailman murders, about the dolls, painting strangers that happened about suspect. I'm assuming I gotta do all these, right? So let's just start top to bottom. About the past Nailman murders.
There have been several Nailman cases in the past, right? Does anyone know anything about past cases?
I mean, the stalker guy there was talking about it.
You know a lot about these things, right?
Yeah, you can ask me anything about the Nailman, including all past cases, obviously.
Yep.
I was the first to find the body every time.
Whoa, the first to find the body every time? Every time? Okay, your suspicious meter just went up like 15-fold.
Huh? Every time?
There's no reason to look surprised. I already told you how I did it. I find dolls with name tags in the forest. Then I look for whoever's supposed to be the next victim. But every time I find a victim, they're already dead.
Being the first on scene each time sounds super suspicious.
Yeah, does.
You think I'm suspicious, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I suppose you would. The first person on the scene can always lie and say they discovered the body in a locked room. But the thing is, I've never been alone when I've discovered a body. All of the crime scenes had no way in or out, so I'd open them with someone nearby, or by asking the peacekeepers.
So the body's discovery was never done alone. If that's true, then all the rooms really were locked.
No, we found a hole in that in the last video.
Master, why don't you ask for more details about past cases for now?
Can you tell me more about each case?
There have been 3 Nailman cases in the past 6 months, excluding the one at the clock tower.
3?
The first happened 6 months ago at a secret club in Kamasaki district. It's essentially a members-only casino. The victim owned the place. At the time, the Nailman was just a name you'd sometimes hear about in urban legends. But I had a personal interest in the Nailman, so I started researching him. And then it happened. I came across another murder while investigating a name tag I'd found in the forest.
Okay, he's getting a lot more excited by this. I'm starting to think maybe him. Yeah, he's no longer at the bottom of my list.
I knew then that it had to be the Nail Man.
And that crime scene was also within a locked room?
Yeah, all of the Nail Man crime scenes have common characteristics. There's always a corpse and doll coated in nails, and also the murderer leaves no trace behind. Isn't that bizarre? See why I'm so interested in the Nail Man?
You're a little too interested.
I totally get it.
Don't empathize with him.
The secret club was the first locked room mystery. As for the second, it was at a mansion in the residential area near Ginma district. About 3 months ago, the owner of the mansion was murdered in the building's study. The crime scene again took place in a locked room with a corpse and doll covered in nails inside. Considering all this, there's no doubt it was committed by the Nail Man. By then, I knew the legendary Nail Man had descended upon Kanai Ward. The third locked room mystery occurred a month ago. A woman was killed in an art gallery storage in Ginma district. It also featured a body and a doll covered in nails in a completely locked room. And today, the fourth locked room mystery happened at the clock tower. That's every single Nail Man case. At least, for now. I'm sure the Nail Man will continue on. He will enact revenge for the people of Kanai Ward.
He's getting more suspicious every single sentence he speaks. New key. Past mailman murders. Nailman murders. Not mailman. Information was taken from the church worshiper who knew about the past nailman murders. About the dolls.
That reminds me. Is there any information about the dolls used in the Nailman ceremonies? I know a few have been found at the crime scenes, too.
You find that stuff in any doll shop.
Doll shop?
Huh? You haven't seen one? What are you, a foreigner or something? Around here, all the craft shops have been selling fancy dolls for a long time. They were mostly souvenirs for tourists, but that industry is long gone now. Some places still sell them at steep discounts just to get rid of their stock. If you know where to look, you'll see mountains of illegally discarded dolls all over the place.
I see. So they aren't much of a clue given how easy they are to obtain.
No, not really. That didn't really help us much. If anything strange has happened.
Has anyone noticed strange things happening near the church lately?
Wow, what a vague question.
Oh, shush.
Oh, now that you mention it,
What is it? Please, any small detail will help.
something strange was burning in the incinerator earlier.
Is that normal? I mean,
What do you mean by strange?
I asked strange, but I mean, like, burning an incinerator doesn't seem too strange.
I thought it was a rope, but all I can say is it looked strange.
A rope? So, like, the thing that you would use to rappel from the tower?
Can you try drawing what it looked like? It does look like some sort of bizarre rope.
Almost looks like a rope ladder. Like, if there was another rope on the other side, you know, it would look like a ladder of sorts.
It's like a centipede with legs missing from one side. Looks delicious.
Oh, come on.
I was worried that it wasn't supposed to be burned, so I tried to take it out. But I was too late. It was completely incinerated. I asked around to see if anyone knew about it, but everyone claimed they hadn't thrown away anything like it. The incinerator is surrounded by a locked fence. Only clergy can access it.
So, no one here recognized it?
I don't even work here in the first place.
Only clergy can access the incinerator, but no one claims to have thrown it away.
So that puts suspicion on the nun and the priest, right?
I don't know if this has anything to do with the case, but something's fishy.
The burnt remains are strangely shaped rope and found in the church incinerator. About the suspect.
A watchmaker was arrested earlier. He's suspected of being involved in the Nailman incident. Does anyone know anything about him?
A watchmaker? I've asked him to fix the church clock several times. To think that he's the nailman.
That always seems to catch me. Like, even though I could see the words on the screen and I know that there's more, when they have that hesitation to say their second line, I mess up.
I've asked him to fix a watchmaker? You mean G.A. Colon?
G.A. Colon. Say the name again.
A watchmaker? You mean G.A. Colon?
G.A. Colon. Okay.
Well, it hasn't been proven that he's the culprit yet.
Oh, I see. But if it were him, no one would blame him.
Really? Why would no one blame him?
What do you mean?
That's an interesting line.
This city has completely changed. Everyone is seeking salvation in some way. The Nailman was born out of our situation.
See, again, this kind of talk from him is just so suspicious.
You mean the Nailman is what the people actually wanted?
Many would certainly deny it, but the nailed dolls continue to appear in our forest. If the Nailman acts as their agent, then they are also the Nailman. In a way. That's how I see it. What do you think?
It's true. The Nailman could be seen as a savior to some people.
No, I'm not buying that.
After all, he kills the people you want dead for you. I mean, the victim had it coming for doing something worth getting killed over, right?
I think I've asked about everything I wanted to find out.
Looks like time is almost up. Let's get going.
Was that okay?
Yes, it will suffice. Thank you for your cooperation.
It looks so small compared to her. It looks like a kid.
You should study their faces well. They may end up being accused of the murders.
Huh?
You need to remember every face, so you can spot them even if they flee through a crowd.
Wait! Do you mean the actual culprit is one of them?
It could be.
There's not enough information yet to act on. We have no time to waste. Let's investigate the other crime scenes. Best not to scramble what little gray matter rests in your head. So let's examine the crime scenes chronologically.
Okay. Well, the first murder occurred at...
Oh, come on. It's the, was the secret club in the Kamasaki district.
It's the secret club in the Kamasaki district, right?
Correct. Let's hurry. I won't allow time to be wasted.
Man, I really want to make sure you pay attention. I kind of can't recall the second place off the top of my head, though. I want to talk to people again. What was it for?
That's...
I think it might have something to do with the case. I'm sorry if it doesn't help. No, we need all information you can right now. Thank you for telling us about it. He's less suspicious for me because he showed us the rope. If he really did it and he climbed down, why would he show us the rope? So I think he's the most suspicious. He's probably the second most, and she's probably the third, and he's the fourth. Although that means she probably did it, right?
Impossible.
The thing that Jie Kolan was the nailman.
No.
The culprit's identity hasn't been confirmed yet.
May God be with you.
He is not to blame. He's merely carrying out the will of the people. I don't think he's really listening. I hope that injury in your right arm heals quickly. Huh. How about you mind your own business? Yeah, haha, right in the gut.
The Nailman exists!
If you ever want to ask about the nailman, you can come to me. I'll tell you anything. But in exchange, if you find out who the next target of the nailman is, you better tell me.
Yes.
Sure. Okay. Let's head to Kamisaki and check out the first crime scene. If we can, it's a secret club, right? Secret Club, an illegal members-only casino located in Kamisaki District. One can enjoy slots, roulette, and card games, but many games have obscene rates, and cheating is rampant. Credible rumors suggest there's behind-the-scenes connection to Amaterasu Corporation. So it looks like Amaterasu may be involved.
Alara, I've been thinking.
Which makes sense, because why would Seth Bowers want to run this under the rug so quickly? Maybe he knows the truth.
The first incident was 6 months ago, right? If we go to the crime scene now, there's nothing left to investigate.
Good point.
You think it will be a waste of time? There's no need to worry about that.
Why not?
So, you have a plan then?
What? You're working with Halara Nightmare. What more could you possibly ask for? Now, let's be swift.
Huh? Right.
I don't really get it, but talk about confidence. Where's the secret club?
That's a good question. It is Secret Club.
It's supposed to be a secret, so maybe it's in a spot that doesn't stand out?
How about here with all the tape?
This appears to be the crime scene, but it's sealed off. They've left it like this for 6 months?
Why would they leave it for 6 months like this?
No doubt they've shirked their obligation to clean up. I suspect the peacekeepers are lazy to a fault.
Or just lazy. Or don't care. Wow, talk about a knife sharp edge hand, whatever.
It's open. Let's go inside.
Secret Club, an illegal members-only casino located in Kamisaki District. One can enjoy... Oh, I've already read that. Well, this has been locked off for 6 months. Chances are that not a lot's been changed since then, right? Okay. I guess that's where the person was nailed to.
The peacekeepers may be sloppy, but even they wouldn't leave the crime scene completely untouched. The body was probably found around here. The victim's
Probably.
name is Suguma Iho,
I mean, there's an indentation of him in the wall.
an old man who owned this place. His reputation left much to be desired. This place was an illegal casino operating at obscene rates. Even the
Even the team was
know
rampant.
a lot about it. When did you...
I told you, I gathered my own intel while waiting at the cafe. The real interesting note is that this crime scene also had no way in or out. At the time of discovery, the door was locked from the inside.
There aren't any windows either, which is expected given that it's underground. There are air vents, but they have secure covers barring entry. Besides, no one's able to reach that high up.
No windows, The only way in and out is the door that was locked from the inside? It's a locked room mystery!
Doesn't always mean it's locked room.
Mystery!
Getting way too excited here, Shinigami. Like, way too excited.
But there's not much more to investigate. We don't know what state the body was in at the time of discovery.
I told you not to worry. The conditions have all been met.
Conditions?
Don't tell me you've forgotten I'm a master detective.
Oh, your forte.
My forte is post-cognition, the power to see the past.
Oh, now that's a power.
However, it can only be used at murder scenes.
Oh, okay. That comes with a catch. That's a shame.
To be precise, I can only see how the crime scene appeared at the time it was first discovered. Another way to describe it would be as crime scene limited psychometry, if that's easier to understand.
That's amazing! It's like the perfect forte for a detective!
It is.
My power allows me to see the moment the first witness saw the crime scene. Not the culprit, not the victim, but how it appeared when a third party first entered. The memory or perception of the witness does not affect my postcognition. What I see is what actually was there.
It'd be great if you could light it up all over the screen like the little thief can. I mean, where's Kat? We need her.
When it comes to my power, the witness is not a camera or a recording device, but rather a trigger. Perhaps the best way to think of it is like a bookmark stuck between the pages of when the body was found. Well, there's no point in wasting more time explaining. Let's have a look.
That power sure is convenient. Explains all the confidence. It's similar to the Mystery Labyrinth, where I recreate the crime scene in your mind. But now it's done in the real world.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Although, it is limited to both the crime scene and the moment of first discovery.
But still, it's amazing.
On the other hand, my master's got nothing. Why is life so unfair?
Wow.
Now I'm angry.
Really, Shinigami?
Master, can I nibble on your heart to help cheer me up?
Oh, dear Lord.
Of course not.
Halara's fort is postcognition. Shows a crime scene as it was when first discovered. Alright, well, let's see what you got.
What?
I'm investigating, don't interfere. Look around the scene in the real world until I'm done using my postcognition.
Postcognition. I wonder what it's like. All I can do is wait for the report.
You know what would be a really cool ability if you got the ability to copy other people's abilities after you've seen them use their ability? It would be limited because it only depends on what you've seen. But at the same time would be amazing because you would be like not a jack of all trades, but like a master of all trades once you see them done. That'd be really cool.
Well, do I have some good news for you?
What is it this time?
Master, try to remember. Did you feel anything back on the Amaterasu Express? You know, when the other master detectives use their powers?
Alright, I can see what other people are doing. Maybe that's my fort. Maybe my fort is the ability to I'm not gonna say copy, so that's not the right word, but to share other people's abilities by seeing them as they see them.
This sensation. I felt it when Aphex used his powers. Somehow, it feels like I can hear what Poochie hears.
Wait, do you actually have all the people's powers?
Right. I can sense whenever a master detective uses their power.
Alright, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes, that's it! Maybe your coalescence will work now.
Coalescence?
That's a big word.
Simply put, it's the ability to share someone else's power. On the train, you only felt the resonance of other people's fortes, but its true function is to share their powers.
Wait. Then that means I can also see the scene in the past with Halara? That's amazing! Is this your ability, Shinigami?
Something like that. But there are conditions for it to activate. You must kiss someone to share their ability.
Wait, no, I don't.
What? Kiss Halara?
Ha! I lied.
Yeah, of course. They're just trying to set me up.
Look at you blush. Did you really want to? You still don't know if Halara is a boy or a girl.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, quit messing around and tell me how it works.
You need permission from the person sharing the ability first. Then, you must hold hands while the ability is active. That's it.
Okay, I can do that.
This is gonna be an awkward conversation. Hey, do you wanna hold my hand? Oh dear lord, I need to stop.
Halara.
Like, subscription numbers dropping every time I sing. I'm just having fun, y'all.
Halara?
Hello.
I need you to be quiet. I'm concentrating.
Well, can you like listen to me first?
Sorry, but there's something I want to ask.
Oh, okay. He's basically giving her the rundown.
Coalescence. Hold hands. You and me.
Yeah.
Yes, that way I'll be able to see the past too. I think.
Maybe.
My sources made no mention of such an ability. In fact, you're just a trainee.
So, wanna try?
Yeah, but I just remembered I had it. Anyway, we don't have much time. Let's try it.
I have no intention of getting friendly with you.
I didn't ask you to get friendly with me. I just asked for us to share our powers.
Oh, it's not like that.
I despise you.
Oh, dear lord. You're my assistant. Shut up and take my hand.
Huh?
Just the thought of holding your hand makes my skin crawl.
Come on. There's nothing about it. We're teammates working together trying to solve a mystery. There's nothing wrong with what I'm saying here. I hope.
I didn't know you hated me so much.
Let me be clear. I don't just hate you in particular. I despise all of humanity equally.
Okay, then why are you a detective trying to solve crimes? Seems like you're in the wrong profession there.
I don't trust anyone. Except the dead.
It's like that old saying, the next time you ask someone to save the world, make sure they actually care about the way the world is first.
I had a feeling. Halara must be a demon straight from hell.
Oh, come on, be nice.
Then why did you choose to help me with the investigation?
It's all about the money, dude.
As I told you in the beginning, I always work sincerely for the payment I receive.
Yeah, we know that.
As long as you promise payment, I will promise my utmost efforts as a professional.
That's a shame. I really liked Halara too, but she turned out to be just a money-grubbing... I don't know where this sentence is going, but you know what I mean. All she cares about is money.
Then please, hold my hand. It's necessary for the investigation.
I hope that's not true. I hope she has more development over time, because I don't want to see her just only care about money.
You can add this to my bill if you want. You'll agree then, right?
She's thinking about that.
Fine. If it's what I must do as a detective, then I have no choice but to agree.
Thank you. Wow, this is like the little thief.
I can see it. Everything looks different than a moment ago.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, go watch our Ace Attorney Investigations playthrough. Really good game. I enjoyed it.
Incredible. So this is post-cognition.
Can
So
you
the table's
really
been
see
moved.
it? So your coalescence is real. I didn't expect you to already have your own forte. Well, this does save me the trouble of reporting it back to you, but it's quite inconvenient to keep our hands joined. Very well. Go ahead and lead the investigation.
Me?
If you can see what I see, that would be for the best. I'm only acting as your assistant, after all. This is quite the bizarre crime scene, but unusual crime scenes are expected when you work. Now,
Went over that WDO.
let's see what you're capable of.
Investigation. Okay. Check around the entrance. Entrance door.
What does that mean?
When the body was discovered, this door was locked from the inside. There's no other way into or out of the room. In other words, locked room mystery, locked room mystery. Things are heating up.
That's...
The chairs are lined up neatly. Did someone rearrange the chairs after the incident? Either the peacekeepers did or the staff here did. Either way, it's not something to worry about. True, I'll check somewhere else. I don't see anything else. We have slot machines and glass. There's a glass on the counter, has a thin layer of dust, so it could have been here since the incident. Key was in the glass at the time the body was discovered. If you want to investigate, we should use post-cognition. Right, got it.
That's...
There's a slot machine here. It's been untouched for a while, so it's covered in dust. As far as I can tell, there are no traces that could be related to the crime.
Well,
If you're curious about the scene at the time of the discovered the corpse, use cognition. Right, I'll give it a try. Wait, am I supposed to be doing that? Oh, I didn't realize that. Ah. Hold on. It's not the right button. This is cool.
The lock is broken. Maybe someone broke it and forced their way in, like at the clock tower. But from the looks of it, there's no sign of the lock or door being tampered with. That's...
The chair is knocked over. Could this be evidence of a struggle between the victim and the culprit? I don't know about that. The culprit could have knocked it over on purpose to throw out the investigation. There's not much we can get from it other than the fact it's knocked over. Let's check elsewhere. Right. Okay. Exit. Exit. Now we go over here and use post-cognition. Or precognition. There's a key.
Oh, there's a key in the glass. Is it the key to the room?
seems like it. By the way, being an illegal casino, the security was extremely tight. There's only one master key. It's also a special key that can't be duplicated.
If it was thrown in from outside the vent, it wouldn't be inside the glass.
So this is definitely another locked room mystery! Hooray! I'm so glad I met you!
I'm glad to make your life interesting, Shinigami. New key. There was a room key inside the glass on the counter.
Yeah.
The slot machine is spotless. Looks like it was well taken care of. There's nothing here of interest.
Yeah.
Seems that way. Let's check somewhere else. Right. This precognition is super cool. Examine around the table.
That's...
There's a roulette table. Probably hasn't been used once since the incident is covered in dust. There don't appear to be any clues on top of the roulette table. Right, let's do that. Yeah, I know. I'm going to in a minute. Because it looks like it's been moved, right? Yeah. Oh, there's a doll on the table. Was this moved during the incident? As far as I can tell, it doesn't seem related to the case. Yeah, let's check another place. No, there's dolls here. Dolls, plural. There's a doll nailed to the roulette table too. There's also a doll nailed here, right in the middle of the roulette wheel. The doll itself seems to be the same as the others. It doesn't seem to be anything noteworthy. That is in and of itself sufficient knowledge. Let's check someplace else. Okay, anything else?
You just gotta hit this thing and it'll be good as new.
I have to say, post-cognition is amazing. You can see the exact crime scene the moment the body was first discovered.
Oh, like, for some reason I keep calling it precognition. It's not precognition, it's postcognition. FlightlessBird, it's what happened afterwards and you've seen before. You should know better.
Were you born with this power?
My forte is no ordinary superpower. It is a highly refined technique heightened through training.
So you weren't able to use it in the beginning?
I could, but initially, it was just ordinary psychometry. Since I was young, I would often get sudden glimpses of the past, as if I was experiencing a flashback. After a while, touching people or objects resulted in visions flowing through my mind. I only learned it was a form of psychometry after growing older. In the WDO, simply having psychometry as a trainee grants you preferential treatment. But I was not satisfied. I believed I could use this ability more effectively as a detective. And through painstaking effort and training, I gained this ability in 3 days.
3 days?
That's incredible.
As I told you earlier, this ability can only see when a corpse is first discovered. It can't be used from the culprit or victim's viewpoint. It is only when a third party first witnesses a crime scene. There are conditions for my post-cognition to activate. First, I must be standing at the crime scene. This condition is absolutely required. I must also know the victim's name and face. That's why prior research is crucial.
Sort of like how in the Death Note, you need to be able to see the person and know their name.
Lastly, post-cognition is only effective in a 10-meter radius around the body.
And these abilities seem super limited.
At this time, I can only see the crime scene and the victim. I can't see any living things that were at the scene.
And that's really good though, because having limited abilities means nothing is super overpowered. That's the main problem with a character like Superman. Why would you need any other superhero with Superman? I mean, unless magic is involved, and again, that's a weakness I had to give him because reasons. But I mean, you wouldn't really need anyone else other than Superman. If it wasn't for the idea that he's weak to kryptonite, you had the most powerful person on Earth, and nothing could ever stop him. Although I'm sure Batman would disagree because he does his research. But besides that, I mean, it's like watching the Justice League movie. You know, once Superman showed up, it was like, why do you need anyone else? Superman's here. He can do everything.
So if someone was hiding in the room, you wouldn't be able to see them?
No. My ability isn't so good at detecting people.
Still, this is incredibly effective in investigating murder cases.
It is.
Feel free to summon me whenever you need my help.
It only costs you 5 million Chien, right?
Of course. I don't work for
Yeah.
cheap.
You're not gonna change your mind on that, I guess.
You know, we could be a really powerful team if you didn't only care about money. The vent.
That's...
There's a vent here. The 4 corners of the cover are screwed down, so I don't think it will open. I doubt the code can be opened while it's like this.
But
It's totally clear that there's no useful information. So this could be the entrance and escape route. Oh my god.
Body. I see a body.
That is creepy as can
The
be.
murder scene through Halara's eyes is completely silent. There are dolls nailed to the walls and floor, and a corpse pinned down with nails in a similar fashion. This all feels like a dream. It doesn't seem real. There are abnormal decorations all around the crime scene. And it's so quiet.
The vent's not open though. I would assume it would be.
I knew it.
Sure enough, the secret club has dolls nailed to the wall
Yeah.
too. This must be the Nailman's calling card. They're nailed into the wall seemingly at random based on all directions. I can't find a pattern. There's nothing that can be connected to the culprit. Let's try checking someplace else.
It's a man's corpse. He's probably around 60 years old. His body is pinned against the wall with countless nails. There isn't much bleeding, so the nails must have been hammered in after he died.
You're starting to get the hang of this. Not too shabby.
Oh, there are marks on him.
The same marks.
Signs that he was strangled.
The same as before.
The vertical scratch marks were probably made when he resisted.
the most basic of basic observations. Well, at least you noticed.
It's thanks to everything I taught you at the clock tower. Such an awesome mentor.
This situation is identical to the murder at the clock tower.
The culprit first strangled the victim to death, and then decorated the room afterward.
Uh-huh.
But why?
There were signs of strangulation and vertical stretch marks of the victim's death. Neck. Is that really his cause of death, though? Someone gonna show up with an autopsy report and be like, oh, I got the autopsy report!
Hey, this vent. The cover is in place, but it hasn't been screwed on.
Oh, it is different.
Which means it could be easily removed, right?
So this is how the killer got in and out.
What are you doing? You can't touch what you see in post-cognition, even if you happen to be 3 meters tall.
Oh, I see. But I think this will be an important clue. The vent is about 40 by 30 centimeters. A thin adult can probably pass through.
New key. As the time of murder, the cover is not screwed down. A slender adult might be able to get through. So that means it's probably not the big guy, right? Because I'm not saying anything wrong against big people. I'm a big person. I'm just saying, as a big guy, it doesn't matter how dexterous I was. I mean, it's just a matter of you're not gonna be able to fit through that vent.
By the way, Yuma, did you notice the nail below the vent?
Uh-huh.
Below the vent?
There's a couple, actually.
Huh, some of the nails are bent downward. Maybe they were hammered in a hurry.
Or perhaps there's another reason.
Maybe somebody pulled them, so that way they came down like that.
Another reason?
Some of the nails beneath the vent are bent downward.
I think that's about it.
I think I checked what I can here. Finished.
That should do it. There isn't much else to investigate. I've never experienced this before, but it's surprisingly convenient to be able to share my post-cognition.
Yeah, ain't it? I totally agree. We should do this more often. Okay, well, maybe not, because I don't want there to be a ton of murders all over the place. But, you know.
It's exhausting to explain what I see to a client.
Really?
People do not believe what they cannot see. I have often been called a liar.
I suppose fortes aren't always convenient.
We still have locked room mysteries to examine. The second incident was at the mansion near Yuma district. I have an idea of where to go. Let's hurry there.
But that may be a perfect stopping point, my friends. Heading to the next crime scene. My name is FlightlessBird. This is Toby's Gaming Channel, and I want to thank you all for joining us. You guys are the #1 YouTube community in all of YouTube, and I can't thank you enough for all of your support. for liking the videos, commenting on the videos, watching the videos, just everything. I'm just blown away every single time.
The building we're heading to is accessed through Yuma district. Let's hurry there.
I'm just blown away every single time. Every single time I see it, it is truly incredible. You guys are truly incredible. Once again, I'm not going to do the gabs until probably the end of this case. And then at the end of the case, you know, we'll do all the gabs that we found. And that may be the easiest way to do it. But we're going to head to the Yuma district next. And I actually can directly port to there. So we'll pick up there in the next episode. And until then, my dear friends, hope you have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome day. So long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.